other, my inspirational human being out there. I am connected with you by supernatural powers. I believe we are connected. We are a community. I've always said that. We are a family. Family of Tukoriara donors. Continue speaking, sharing, and looking at things from an angle, the sports angle, the athletics. I think it's a good thing because life is just fluid. It's like a river, just flowing, and running is just beautiful if you watch it with a keen eye. Yeah, it is. I'm just too enthusiastic. It's good to be alive, really. I just went for a run, 6 miles. Is that too much? At my age, I just say blessings and Allah Akbar to me. And, God, I'm just giving kudos and love to the universe, to the God that made me as I am. And I move on with a great attitude of gratitude. Talking of gratitude, I'm going to pause here and just give you guys an entry into my conversation today that I think is worth it. I mean, if you think of life as a genesis, it has a conception, inception, that seed value. And then, booyah, you see life. Even I have plants. You see, I surround myself with these plants because I think it's a beautiful thing. Life is just it's just glorious when you pay close attention. And yes, there's great stuff happening in athletics, indoor world records. People are just doing their thing, breaking it. The broken. I hope you are not broken-hearted. I hope you are breaking some ice in your life, just finding a place to penetrate that has been a wall to you. I'm having a hard time getting to this subject because it's very humbling. Because we are coming from 142.50 with Josh Owie in the 800. Great event. And it's 30 years since it was last done by Wilson Kipyegon. I've talked about in my episodes. I keep repeating that's my punchline, or is where I get my conversation points. What is fascinating to me this year of 2026 is that people are like, there's nothing really happening in track and field. Until you pay close attention and notice a lot is happening, mostly with the women. Just because SML, Sydney McLaughlin Lavron, took a break to have a baby, to some of us, we're like, okay, we won't see her going over the hurdles, running fast in the 400. But she's taken a good break to give us life. Think about it. I mean, I don't know how you look at it yourself, but life is being given. Somebody has taken time out to give us life in another form that they will celebrate as a couple, as a family, and as anybody else around her. But it's a beautiful thing. We should applaud that. We should acknowledge that it's not just about sports and the glamour, the appeal, the techniques, the fastness of it. As good as world records are, as great as SML has been to us, it's about time we say when a woman takes a break, it's even worth talking about more than when she's doing her thing, because that's where things happen. And I think for me, you have SML taking a break, and then you have the great one too in Rift Valley, Londiani, Beatrice Chebet, saying, you know what, time out. It's time to really go back where it all began, in the life, in the womb, in the womanhood, in the fatherhood, in the family. That's where life is all about. We can talk about 400 meters around the track, the stadium, but that's not where life is. Life is in that sacred place. And these women, I'm mentioning them, Beatrice, SML, and now we have this. Hey, subscribe, my friend. It's a free enterprise. It's a free channel. Like when you think it's exciting to you. I enjoy I have a new member in my subscribing circle family. We are all one unit, just trying to create ourselves in this universe that is phenomenal. Let's pause here and appreciate somebody. Let's do it. I wasn't a big fan of what Nike was trying to do with her, as the project was being the breaking of the 4 minutes. I wasn't. I've talked about it. I've given my opinion, my thoughts, what I thought. It was too much for her. And maybe it was that brings this. You want to hear these guys? I really get excited about women in general. This is Captain Faith Kipyegon. She's not a captain for no reason. I think she's transcending sport to me. She's bigger than sport right now. She's the real thing. Even that event per se, as much as I gave my opinion about her not, being able to accomplish that, she didn't have 4 or 6, recognized, but still, it's an incredible thing she did. But that's not really what she's doing right now. It's about women. It's about giving birth. Have you ever witnessed that process? I did. Some men pass out. Some men can't do it. Women give us something that is glorious. It's not about the medal. It's not about the Captain Faith. It's about what she did in 2018 when she took time out. Again, gave us a beautiful daughter. She's even going further. Since then, she's become a very concerned woman in Kenya, seeing something that she hasn't been able to understand, how in this day and age, in 21st century, women are still not being able to have a decent, a life-giving process that is sacred in both in giving us life and staying alive. The idea that in this day and age, even if you're in America, people of color, women of color, still suffer when they enter those chambers of giving birth. They don't know. Somebody one time said, when a woman is giving birth, one leg is on this earth, the other one is in the grave. Now, picture that for a second. Is that what it is in the 21st century when we are claiming we've come of age? We have everything that we think is science and everything that is, wow, we are prolonging life, we are sustaining life. And here we are. She says this. I'm just reading. I like to read what this woman is saying. I read this, I was just touched. I was going to share with you guys. The maternal health crisis in Kenya is something that I've heard about it. I'm a good listener of what has happened to women in many places. In other words, when woman is giving birth in Kenya, and those poor countries, some people call them other names. They call them whatever they call them. When a woman is giving birth in Kenya, there's one thing they know. Either the child survives, which is great, and the mother survives, which is amen, and people are praying, the people are on their knees. Can you imagine that? When a woman is giving birth in those parts of the world, there's a lot of prayers. It's like when you go on the road in Kenya to drive, people pray because those have become the death traps of Kenyans. And so she says here, she's launching something. She's launching a maternity ward where women can go. And somehow, they can both come back alive in the process. Can you imagine that? And the World Health Organization ranks Kenya very low when it comes to maternity and giving birth. She wants to call this place a Dare to Dream maternity ward. Really? We want to dare women to give birth? Let me tell you why this has become a very personal subject for me. We have a system in Kenya. I've talked about Kenya's system. Sometimes I poo-poo it too much. Sometimes I'm too hard on Kenya. But you know why? Kenyans, if they really put their heads together, if they put their act together, some people say we can be like Singapore. You know what Singapore looks like? The country of Singapore is a dream country that Kenyans aspire to be like. We can be the first world country. Blah, blah, blah. They tell us all this. These leaders tell us all this. Do you know how to be a first world country? Is to have a place where mothers can give birth with decency and their lives are not in danger. So is the child life. That's how you become a first world country. Okay? I don't want to hear about anything else, roads, whatever. You want to have the genesis, the beginnings of life, sacred and secure, and everybody in the process, in the whole idea of giving birth, can have a life. Not just a matter of just donating a life so that the child can live, or the other way around. Okay? This subject for me is problematic when you look at the leadership. So let me tell you why. Faith Kipyegon, captain here, has taken this thing by the horns. And this is unprecedented, but I don't think I've heard of a woman doing this. She becomes the only one I've heard who have taken time to say, you know what, I can be a world record holder, I can have all these medals, but if I cannot create a space where women can go, like I did in 2018 and gave birth to a daughter or a son or whatever, then what's the point of saying I've accomplished anything? To me, this is the highest calling anybody can take. And I'm saying bow down to I'm bending the knee for the women. This year, 2026, I'm declaring another year for the women. What they are doing is sacred. Okay? You can talk of sports, but this is what I call sacred stuff. This is where the holy grail, this is where things happen. So, to hear Faith Kipyegon doing this, she says this. Yeah, y'all can break world records, but she's saying today is about a different kind of breakthrough. She didn't do the mile, but truly, this is what I call breakthrough. She continues, a breakthrough that matters far beyond sport. I said it, a breakthrough that touches life itself. Wow. I get teary about this. I really get emotional when people do things that are just beyond the realm. We are used to seeing people just running. I mean, I enjoy sports, don't get me wrong, but this is where it is. This is the beauty of life. She goes, while growing up in Keringet, I've been down those valleys. Beautiful place, chilly but nice. That's where she grew up. And actually still today, I see something that breaks my heart far too often. What is it? Listen to this. I see women go into labor full of hope, carrying life in pregnancy, carrying dreams. And too many times, she says, they come back empty-handed. Can you imagine that? Really? Empty-handed. Have you seen, does this make sense to you? It doesn't. Because we have a freaking governor in Nakuru in Kenya, a governor of a city in Nakuru. Kihika is her name. She could not even go to these maternity wards in Nakuru. She had the gall, the audacity. She had the courage to take a flight from Nairobi all the way to Dallas in Texas, somewhere. Spend almost a year here giving birth because she, as a governor, could not create an environment that Faith Kipyegon is trying to create. Do you know the reason that woman came to America? Is because she knows everything in Kenya, as far as women are concerned, are fucked up by the same governor, by the same leadership. The main reason she gave when she was asked why, she gave because she didn't want her vagina to be seen by her employees who work for her. My word, disgusting, disgusting. Really? Your womanhood could not be seen by doctors in Kenya. They could only be seen by doctors in America. That's the governor who could not give birth in Kenya. Instead, she came to America. And now Faith is like, you know what? I'm going to do something special because she's a special woman. I continue reading what she said. I had to give you that bullshit. Let me tell you something. Not because they did anything wrong, but because the care they needed was too far away. Too far away? Like the governor going to America to give birth? Running away from her own place, her home? She's a governor? She had to run away, fly to America to give birth, stayed here for almost 6 months, a year. A governor. Here, Faith is like, no, we can do better. Two, and then she says, because the care they needed was too far away, too limited, or simply not good enough. This is where I get really upset. The governor, a woman, a governor. She went to school, by the way, in America, in Texas. The only thing she's done in a county or a place in Nakuru is a borehole, because she is a borehole herself. This is what I'm talking about, athletes stepping up. Faith is like, no, we're not going to America to give birth. We are staying here, and I'm going to be part of a new day for women, a day that they can dare to give birth in Kenya. Okay? She continues, for a long time, I carried a dream in my heart. She has a dream in her heart. She has a dream. She does. She says, I dream to help change this reality. A dream to create a place where women feel safe when they give life. A place where children come into the world with care, protection, and hope. Today, the dream takes its first powerful step. It's all about women, she says, who will walk through these doors with courage. It is about the babies who will take their first breath here. It's about families who will return home whole. I'm a passionate grandfather. Just honestly telling you what it is. It's a personal thing when it comes to life, my friend. Life is sacred. You have no right to take it from anybody. You have no right. Death is still an enemy, my friend. If you don't believe that, you are not living. I'm telling you right now, in sports, when you see women like Captain Faith Kipyegon, when you see Sydney McLaughlin-Lavron, Beatrice Chebet giving us life, we need to talk about that. It's not about these medals. What is a medal? I've seen medals. I've had medals on my neck. But women, in 2018, this woman took time to give us a beautiful daughter. Now she's like, every woman deserves, is a right. That's what sports is all about. That's what life is about. That's why some of us get angry when we see leadership in that country of Kenya, anywhere, even America, where a woman goes into a place just to give birth, and there are no facilities. There's no care. They don't even know whether they're going to enter that environment and come out alive, either a baby or the mother. Listen, Governor of Nakuru coming to America, a woman to give birth because she believes what is down there is not worth giving birth in. And here Faith is like, no, we need to do better. I'm banging the table on this one, and I'm very proud to be part of this story, even saying it. This is very personal. It is something I have to tell my audience, my subscribers. It's not about sports for me right now. It's about Captain Faith Kipyegon and the women who sacrifice their careers. Some have even lost contracts with big companies because they are pregnant. Are you freaking kidding me? You be pregnant and you lose your job? What are we doing? Faith, Captain Faith Kipyegon, give me your comments, my friend. I sound angry because I get angry when a leadership freaking cares about themselves and forget about those who really deserve the care and facilities and infrastructures that can give them hope. At least that. They're not asking for handouts. They're not asking for the stupid money you stole. They're not asking for your Range Rover. They're not asking for your bling, bling, blings. All they're asking is, give us the basics. Give us something decent for once. You goons. Ugh, don't get me started. Comments, my friend. This is the most angriest thing I ever gotten into. Because when women don't support women, where is hope? When a woman just says, no, I can't do it, it's about a vagina. You kidding me? Your vagina? What planet is this woman from? That's what she, by the way, you can go read what she said. It was appalling. It was repugnant. It's the worst thing you can ever say when women are dying. 300 women out of 10,000 in Kenya don't make it in that process of birth. That's what the WHO is telling us. It could be higher because statistics can be very, very skewed in Kenya. Really, in 21st century, we still have people giving birth in their homes and they don't make it. It's a tragedy. It's a criminal tragedy in this country and the country I come from. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But applause to Faith Kipyegon, my friend. This is a subject that is just too close to home. It's right here. I'm a grandfather and I speak a different language when you get to that. I'm a father too. Talk to you, my friend. That was it. Faith Kipyegon, SML, Beatrice Chebet, the crowns of sports in 2026.